Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you are watching and or listening to this, welcome to the first episode of Drive Time Crypto with me, Crypto Chris. As always, I am not a financial advisor, nor is this financial advice. I'm just aiming to bring you the latest news and events that are happening in this wonderful space that we know and love called cryptocurrency. With that being said, if you are watching on YouTube, if I could ask you to give this video a like. If you could give it a comment, please let me know how the audio sounds, because I'm new to this and I'm still setting stuff up and tweaking different sounds. If you can let me know how I sound, if it sounds alright your end, that'd be great. And if you could do me a massive favour, if you could subscribe to the channel. I've got a milestone of 300 subscribers. Once I hit that, it means that I can then adopt the Drive Time Crypto as the channel name rather than just a long website address. So if you could do that for me, that'd be really appreciated as well. If you're listening on the podcast, if I could ask you to subscribe to the podcast, equally that will help with the algorithms and help the podcast grow, and we can get out to more and more people. With that being said, let's start the engine and go on our journey. First pit stop up is price news. There is a lot of good sentiment out at the moment surrounding Bitcoin. There's not much other price news around like Ethereum or altcoin. It's mainly focused around Bitcoin and the price rises that we are seeing at the moment. It reads, Bitcoin price passes 57.4k in a fresh surge towards February resistance. As I was coming on, I checked it and we were still around the 57.5k mark, so it's holding nicely. It reads, Bitcoin bulls buy up every dip as peak after peak falls to the widely anticipated Q4 bull run finale. For some reason, there's this self-fulfilling prophecy that September's always a bad month for crypto, and then when you come into October, that's when you start seeing the activity happen within a bull run. And subsequently, the last week and a half, you've seen Bitcoin go on this rally and start to gain price and momentum and favorship again. So as you can see here, it says Bitcoin is eyeing up 60k, indicating the bullish momentum driving its price. Major on-chain metrics are flashing bullish signals. One of the biggest bullish signals is whales accumulation, where the top tier of whales holding between 1 and 1,000 bitcoins accumulated another 85.7 bitcoin over the past week. The reason why this is significant is not only that it's a bullish sign, meaning that the market sentiment is let's get some, because the prices are going to carry on going up and we're going to see some real momentum going upwards, and that's why people are accumulating more Bitcoin. The other significant about this is the fact that Bitcoin is so finite, there's only 21 million of them, and the fact that another 85.7 has gone off the table. That means that there's even less on the exchanges out there in the open for people to buy, and the crunch as such for Bitcoin is getting more and more, and it's in a way it's going to be sad that in years to come, people that don't know about this space at the moment, don't understand Bitcoin, aren't in the market, don't understand the finite amount. When they do know about it, when they come to the market, the price of Bitcoin is going to be at such a level that they're no longer able to get their own Bitcoin or parts of Bitcoin and hold it themselves. It'll all be taken up by the institutions, the banks, the rich people, and the normal retail like myself, and you maybe watching this as Bitcoin, that we're all taking our little bits out of it as well. But if you think about how many people that aren't a whale or aren't amassing masses of Bitcoin, but collectively all these bits of Bitcoin or singular Bitcoin that people are getting, when you start adding them up, it soon comes to a grand total. So the fact that another 85,000 Bitcoin are off the table, that's massive news, really. But obviously the initial prognosis for it, not looking out into the future, is that is a very bullish sign to show that the market's in a great place and that we are on the way up. And Bitcoin on the price of verge of another breakout. This is the kind of, it was just this over many websites showing that the price is predicted to go up. There's all sorts of different price predictions, 100k, some saying 85, some saying 200k. It really does depend on where you look, on what kind of price that we're going to. Me personally, I'll never predict a price, but yeah, they're out there if you want to go and have a look. But yeah, that was really mainly the price news. There was one little other bit that's predict Cardano price awaiting a trigger. $5 appears imminent if the spark is set in place. At the moment, Cardano is at an all-time high. Don't get me wrong. It's a bit of a strange currency that at the moment, with all the good news that's coming out from Cardano. You had the Alonso fork that went successful. They can have dApps on there now. They can have NFTs, smart contracts. You had all this news coming out that this upgrade was going to do this, that, and the other. Really challenge Ethereum, and the prices. They've been a bit turbulent recently, where you usually think with all this good news that the price will be going up, but yeah, it's stagnated around the $2 mark, between there and $2.30, around that. It's showing real good solid support around there. So it is in a good place. It should be able to see $5. I don't understand why it couldn't see $5. Hopefully it does. It's a great coin. But yeah, that's about it really for the price news. There wasn't anything else worth noting, apart from major small cap news, which I'm not really going to go into because A, I don't know enough about them, and B, yeah, I'm not really interested in it. So yeah, with that being said, that's all the price news pit stop. Let's move on. Next along our journey, BitMEX CEO predicts Bitcoin will be legal tender in 5 countries by 2022. Developing economies are more affected by issues relating to remittance and inflation, BitMEX CEO says. Countries in the developing world will soon follow in the steps of El Salvador and make Bitcoin legal tender, BitMEX CEO Alexander Hopner recently predicted. In a Wednesday blog post, Hopner expressed support for El Salvador adopting Bitcoin as legal tender in September, predicting that the developing countries will be leading the way in Bitcoin adoption. This is popular news. It's on quite a few of the sites out there. A lot of people are reporting on it. A lot of people are happy and excited about it. This is really major news in a way. We've seen El Salvador adopt it. They've had some issues with the wallet. They've also had some resistance from people within the country, which is to be expected. There's always people that are for and against everything that comes out. Really, you'll never get complete buy-in. But what this shows is that there is a real urge to start adopting it if your currency isn't the best, or you need a bit more stability, on which they can see Bitcoin providing. Not only that, it's for the space itself. As more countries start to adopt it, the more stable our space is going to become, because not only are these countries adopting it as legal tender, they're then pushing out ways of mining the currency, different ways of making funds from the currency, and just really embracing it, using the Lightning Network. And with all that being done, the more use cases we get out of it, and the more applicational use we get out of it, the more exposure we get out of it. And if countries, if it's being done on a national level, where countries are buying Bitcoin, are using Bitcoin, are showing real use case for Bitcoin, then people that don't understand the industry, that are looking from afar down on it, it's not just this rug pull scheme that they might think of as cryptocurrency, or it might change their opinions on it. It'll bring more awareness of it, and the more awareness we get and the more people coming into the market, the better the market there will be, the stronger the market will be, and it means that, yeah, the more stable it'll be. And as it gets more accepted as well, I'm hoping that more developing countries can get hold of it. More countries can start using Bitcoin, and it provides them a better future, a more stable future, and it starts delivering on what the hope was when these cryptocurrencies started coming about. So yeah, it'll be nice. It'll be nice to see more countries adopting it. I think Brazil there was a few months ago, I think Brazil were talking about adopting it. The kind of Latin America side, it's all very exciting. So hopefully in a year's time, 5 countries will have it, and then economies of scale. You never know. As soon as we start learning how these countries are using it and getting along with it, and learning from their mistakes as well, that's going to be key. There's going to be a lot of people that are they're not going to see the positives from it. They're just going to look, and every time that there's a mistake from it, or it doesn't quite go right, which is always the case with new things or new adoption, the early adopters always have to learn the lessons for other people, and it's very easy to stand on the outside and look at the mistakes that are being made. But the clever countries, the ones that I feel that start to adopt it now, which are going to benefit from it the most because it is so new, if they learn from each other's mistakes, they're going to develop a lot faster. It needs to be kind of like a joint effort, hopefully, that they can grow off each other. So yeah, that'll be interesting to watch. Like I said, it was very popular news. At least 5 countries will accept it, the CEO says. And again, they're on another website. So yeah, that's about it for the new adoption of Bitcoin. And with that being said, let's pull away and move on in the journey. The next pit stop reads: no hope for crypto in China as giant cryptocurrency players exit the region. With the latest news of China being anti-crypto and banning crypto and all sorts of cryptocurrency related things, it reached China's largest crypto exchange, Huobi, I'm not quite sure, reveals there are no hopes as it called quits long before the ban. It appears that the business had become unbearable to continue for China's leading cryptocurrency exchange, as it has been revealed that they had already made a decision to quit the country even before the latest leg of intensified crypto industry crackdowns were announced late last month. It's fairly relevant that we're seeing so much migration of all the mining equipment, of everything flooding out of China and going across the globe, just because they're not very open to it, I suppose, is the best way of putting it. Now they are releasing their own, or they're well underway, or it might even be released. I'm not quite sure. They've got their own central digital currency being launched already. So obviously with that, it gives them a lot more control over their currency, and they know exactly what's going on with it, and it just removes the chance for people in China to get involved in this wonderful space, which is a real shame, and especially as now the largest exchange has pulled out of it. Whether they'll still be able to use it, because it's the internet. Crypto's on the internet, so with them banning crypto, as long as they can get on the internet of a fashion, they may be able to still do something in crypto. But the saddest part about this is the fact that there is a lot of people in China. It's heavily populated, and the fact that they are being banned from crypto is a real shame. Nobody should be banned from it, I don't think. At the end of the day, it's if you've earned money and it's legitimate money, and you are free to spend money how you want, I don't feel why you should be banned from spending it on crypto. But there we go. Hopefully, with this now, we'll not get much more news coming out of China, because obviously I don't think it was, but a lot of people put the last real downturn in cryptocurrency this year down to China banning mining, etc., and the hash rate falling. So hopefully that'll be the last we'll hear from China, because all the exchanges are out there, all the mining's out there. So if there is no cryptocurrency in there, we shouldn't have to hear anything about them anymore in regards to cryptocurrency. So we're going to pull away from there and go to the next story. And this is kind of related to the China news, because US Senator Ted Cruz says Texans should use abundant energy for Bitcoin mining. US Senator from Texas Ted Cruz recently addressed the Texas Blockchain Summit and mentioned that the state could use the abundant energy for Bitcoin mining. So reading into this, basically from natural gas, he'd like to use the natural gas where they flare the natural gas. That's where they burn it off in large chimneys, because there is no kind of use case for that gas. That's why it gets burned off. And he, instead of doing that, he wants to look at natural gas and reusing that, and says that that's why it should be used for Bitcoin mining. How much I agree with that, I don't know, because I feel like we should be moving away from gas and that kind of energy supply, especially if we're going to be using it for mining of cryptocurrency. There's always been this big thing this year that it's not green, it takes up too much energy, and it's not good for the planet. And albeit, yes, there is a use for something that's going to be happening anyway, I don't think it's the right path to go down to be using that kind of energy for Bitcoin mining. I'd sooner it be used in a green way. But there you go. Just because if it's used in a green way, then it just eradicates it's not green. You take that whole argument away, that if we're using green renewable energy for cryptocurrency mining and operations, it just cancels that argument. There's no more argument for it. So yeah, I feel like using natural gas isn't the way forward, but you never know. If it's going to burn anyway, and it could be a little bit better for the environment while we make our move away from natural resources to more renewable energy, why not use it? It could be the argument. There you go. Because there's that green drive for Bitcoin mining. Again, it was popular news. Senator Cruz predicts that Bitcoin mining will be used to capture wasted renewables and Texas power grid within 5 years. And moving on, but not really moving on from that, it's very relevant again because of the China banning everything. Bitcoin mining in the US, 4 states attract the most miners. Data set from Foundry shows that 4 states in the US have the highest Bitcoin hash rate distribution. The data show that many Bitcoin miners are heading to New York, Kentucky, Georgia, and formerly mentioned Texas. Foundry US is the largest mining pool in North America and the 5th largest globally. The hash rate is a measure of collective mining power. A mining pool enables miners to combine their hash power with other miners all over the world. So again, it's just a follow-on that China used to have a lot of these mining rigs and a lot of the hash power because they've got a lot of renewable hydroelectricity. It was cheap to run them, and that's why they were all there until they got very anti-crypto, and now they've moved out. And subsequently, the mining power's gone over to America. According to the data within the US, New York accounts for 19.9% of Bitcoin's hash rate. 18.7 in Kentucky and 17.3 is in Georgia, with the last one 14% in Texas, but with the Ted Cruz pushing the natural gas energy reuse, who knows, Texas could take off with it. But yeah, that's just to show you what's been going on and let you know that the Bitcoin mining's looking healthy. And subsequently, this is why there could be such good sentiment around Bitcoin at the moment as well. With that being said, there is other places around the world that are also actively using the thermal power from volcanoes like El Salvador. Iceland are using thermal energy as well to mine Bitcoin. So yeah, it's exciting times as we move the mining rigs around the world now. And that's all I really have to say on that matter. So yeah, with that, let's go to the next pit stop. So El Salvador is to build a £4 million veterinary hospital using profits from Bitcoin Trust. Salvadorian president said no Bitcoin will be sold to fund the investment, with the state instead drawing US dollars from its Bitcoin Trust. Salvador have been in the news a lot recently. In case you didn't know, they have adopted Bitcoin as their legal tender. Not only that, in the recent downturn in the prices, when the prices have taken a nice big dip down, the president has come out on Twitter and announced that the country has bought the dip and invested heavily in more Bitcoin. And with that, it says Salvadorian President Nayib Bukele has announced plans to invest part of the $4 million worth of profits the country that amassed from its Bitcoin holdings to invest in construction of a new veterinary hospital in the local capital of San Salvador. Taking to Twitter on Sunday, Bukele revealed that El Salvador's state-operated Bitcoin Trust currently holds £4 million worth of profits gleaned from its recent Bitcoin embrace. It is announced that part of the funds will be invested into constructing a veterinary hospital featuring 4 operators. I don't need to go into there, but yeah. The reason why I've put this in and the reason why I like it is because it seemed quite popular news. It was, here we are again with for those that are not watching, it's got a little doggy with a stethoscope on its chest, looking like it's having a great time in its new hospital. But no, the reason why I like this is because with El Salvador adopting Bitcoin recently, a lot of people are expecting them to fail, and this just shows that there is now benefits coming from it. I think it's beautiful. They're not selling off the Bitcoin to do it, so it's not like, oh yeah, they bought it and now they're selling it. No, they're still holding it. This is profits. This is from savvy investing when the prices were low to now when the prices are high. They've made profit from it, and with that they can now carry on putting it back into infrastructure, putting it back into the country, improving the lives, and this is just the start. So there's going to be a new hospital in the capital. Imagine in 4 or 5 years' time how much profits they might have taken from it, from the different funds, or from as more layer 2 solutions come into Bitcoin and you can start using it in much more different ways. the future's looking bright, and this is just the start. They only adopted it, I'm not sure, a couple of months ago. I don't know exactly the date, but it's in the grand scale of things, it is not that long. And the fact that they're now pulling profits from it and showing real usage for it, and to get a hospital out of it, I think it's brilliant. I really do. And yeah, that's really it. There's not much more to go into it. But yeah, I thought it was a cool story to tell. So yeah, with that one, we are going to pull away, and we're going to pull into the final pit stop on our journey. And it reads: nuclear engineer arrested for selling classified data for crypto. And it reads, in West Virginia, the FBI arrested a nuclear engineer and his wife for espionage and selling restricted data. Undercover FBI agents paid the couple tens of thousands worth of crypto in exchange for the SD card containing the data. In detail, the couple told information about the designs of a nuclear-powered warship. An undercover FBI agent pretended to be a representative of a foreign nation for a year to make this happen. And I think it was, yeah, if I go down to here, furthermore, in June 2021, an FBI agent sent undisclosed crypto worth 10,000 as a good faith payment, and then they paid a further 20,000 in crypto for the decryption keys after they used a dead drop to hide the SD card in. And then a little bit further down the line, apparently they've done another drop where the FBI paid around £70,000 worth of crypto. And then when they came to do the third drop, that's when the sting happened. I've added this because it was a bit popular news, and it's a bit different, but yeah. First of all, I want to know how somebody has found a nuclear engineer that's in the US Navy that is willing to sell data, but not only that, sell data for cryptocurrency. My mind's blown with it. It's the kind of stuff that you'd expect to see in a film, really. and it's just blown my mind that somebody is willing to sell such sensitive information. So they've worked all their life to understand nuclear physics, etc. Got to this great job as this engineer with the US Navy, and then they've run the risk for it all. Initially, for 30,000, because the first drop was 30,000, and then the second drop was 70,000. But initially for 30,000, which, granted, it sounds like a lot of money, and it can be in some countries. But let's just take a moment. They were willing to commit espionage for 30,000, and not only that, but within cryptocurrency. And this FBI agent's found them. I just think it's it's a mental story. It's what a crazy world that we live in. I just thought it'd be nice to throw that in there just as a curveball and let you know about it. But yeah, so if you know any rich nuclear engineers, start questioning. Maybe ask them if they're into cryptocurrency. But yeah, with that final news, let's go to the final stop. Okay, just to wrap this up now, I'll just go through the prices. As you can see, crypto's looking good at the moment. Bitcoin's taken a slight drop since the start of recording this. It's down to 57, but holding there. It's in the green. Strangely enough, normally when Bitcoin rallies and goes up in price, it kind of like has this magnetic, where it pulls all the other prices up with them. For some reason, it's not doing that at the moment. But we'll wait and see. we know that we've just been through this now, that it reaches key milestones. Who knows? We could be off at the races. But yeah, nevertheless, Bitcoin's up by 2%. Ethereum's down by 2% at 3.5. Cardano's down 5%. Binance down 2.5, and XRP down 5%. I'm not going to go through all the different prices, but yeah, the market, yeah, the majority of stuff's in the red, not in a massive red, just between 2 and 5% really, maybe 7% for some, but yeah, on the whole, the market's looking good, the market feels good, the sentiment's there. So yeah, it's exciting times. Let's see what this week's got in tow for us. Hopefully lots more good news, and no bad news. But you know what this space is like when we're on a good run. There's normally a wealth of doom and gloom to come from different people for some reason. We all know why, maybe to bring the prices down, but nevertheless, let's hope that these good feelings carry on, the good news carries on, and the prices keep on going up to where they should be. And yeah, I look forward to bringing you another video soon. Thank you so much for watching and or listening. Like I said, please, if you could give this a like, a comment, and a subscribe if you're on YouTube, and if you could subscribe to the podcast if you're listening on the podcast. My name's been Crypto Chris. This has been Drive Time Crypto. And for now, good day, good afternoon, or good night. Thank you.